You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Perfect.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Perfect.
AEW. Let me try this again. AEW. Coming to you from Denver, if I'm not mistaken. And we had ourselves a good AEW Dynamite show last night. But as always, here we go. Check out my socials. Follow me, RJD, RJ699 on Twitter, RJD199 on Snapchat. But most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Follow What the Wrestling on Spotify and Anchor. We got some new things coming to you from.
You stupid.
We got some new things coming to you for 2023, but the sound bites remain the same. Coming to you live from New York City. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. 'Tis I, RJT here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. I hope everybody is having a good old time in these last couple of days. In 2022, we got one more show coming to you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be talking about the wrestler who I think the wrestler of the year is. Tag team of the year is. Match of the year is. And what I think is coming from 2023. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Might go live for it, might not. Depends on what time I get back. But I am looking forward to having la conversation. So, look out for that tomorrow. But most importantly, hit the goddamn like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. HBO, help a brother out. As always, gotta have the trusted tea. Still got the remnants of the flu laying around in my body, trying to get rid of it. But hit the like button, y'all. Now, let's talk. Before we talk about AEW Dynamite, let's talk about some news first and foremost. Really quick. I wanted to talk about this because I found it simply fascinating. So we do have AEW. The viewership did drop under 900K for yesterday's Dynamite, the last show of the year. We did have Ty Mello pulling out of a AAA show and that did not make them very happy at all. So I don't know what the relationship is going to be between AEW and Ty Mello, but they're not feeling that at all. So we also had CM Punk reacting to Dax Harwood. I think he has a podcast now, and he talked about how, I think he put out a tweet, or he talked about it, something like that, about how he just wants them to patch it up and find a way to work together. And he is good friends with CM Punk, and he said, listen, patch it up and find a way. Patch it up and find a way to work together. And CM Punk replied to the tweet and said, are you ready? You want to know what he said? Do you want to know what he said? He said, duh. So, I think this is fascinating. I agree with Punk. I'm not going to lie. Nobody is squeaky clean in either scenario. But what I would say is, listen, go out there, make some money. You're going to make even more money now because people know you guys are beefing. So they're really going to come see what happens. Make it into a storyline. Find a way to go out there and work with each other. I mean, besides the fact that you're all professionals in the ring, you don't like each other, cool. Chop the guy extra hard. Figure it out. I don't know. But find a way to go in there, make some money with each other. The only problem I have is, the backstage shit. That shit probably happens all the time and we never hear about it. Maybe not to that degree, but things like that have happened. The biggest problem is burying the company right next to your boss. I think that's the biggest thing. I think talking about, people talking smack about you and you talking smack about them and it comes to a head, that shit happens all the time. It's going to be people you don't like in life. So I don't see a big problem with that. The Elite wasn't feeling him. He wasn't feeling the Elite. Elite said, yo, we here. We came to talk. What's up? He throwing punches. We can't have that. But shitting on everybody in front of Tony Khan, making Tony Khan look crazy, I think that is the biggest problem.
Get the fuck out of here!
That is the biggest problem. So he's going to have to make amends there first before making amends anywhere else. And if the rumors are to be believed, then he was wearing a lot of hats and he was trying to do business and all of this. And he had a lot of hats going on backstage, a lot of input backstage. Listen, at some point in time, you got to look at it like, okay, listen, I came back, I'm making an impact, company's doing well, we're making money, everybody's making money, everybody's happy. At some point, you gotta learn there's a way to do things and a way not to do things. You could definitely be like, if you don't like something, be like, hell no. Voice your opinions, but that wasn't the time to do what he did. I don't got no problem with what he did. Air it out, baby. Air it out. But you don't do it right after a pay. Do that shit on Twitter. Do that, do that shit on a podcast. You don't do that shit at the media scrum with your boss sitting right there and making him look crazy. And then you're going back there and having fist fights and shit. It's just a bad look. So hopefully they can get over it and get past it. Hopefully, we'll see. Time will tell. Punk is hurt anyway, so I guess we'll find out in about 7 months. We'll find out. Big news. Dragon Lee has been signed, everybody. Dragon Lee is signed to AEW. Oh, sorry. Oh, shit. WWE.
You stupid.
My bad. That's what I meant to say. Dragon Lee, very respected, very, very good in the ring. He has signed with WWE during a AAA Noche de Campeones. He revealed after this match that he is probably headed to NXT, if I'm not mistaken. They were not interested in him, but AEW put him on TV without a contract, and they became interested in him. So Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio recently discussed the signing of Dragon Lee. And here's what he said. WWE's interest in Dragon Lee came when they found out that AEW put this guy on television with no contract. So it was kind of like, we can swoop in. They came after him. They came after him after the deal. And right after that, he was signed. But he was signed a couple of weeks back. That was the catalyst of it. It was them finding out that AEW put a guy on TV with no deal. So, you know, Triple H and Tony Khan, they are going tit for tat. They're going back and forth. They're doing all of this stuff. And you know what? All is fair in business and war. So, I will not sit up here and get mad because TK, I mean, he had Cody up there with no freaking contract for a while before Cody ended up leaving. So AEW, they've done this before. When Cody was doing the open challenge years ago with the TNT title, I'm sure none of those guys had contracts. They had like Eddie Kingston and Ricky Starks. These guys had contracts after they did all that, then they got contracts. So it is what it is. Triple H is in his signing mode right now. You're going to see a lot of people leave. You're going to see a lot of people go. AEW, WWE, WWE, AEW. It's going to go back and forth. I love the competition. I love the fact that there are two legit places to go that are on TV that you can get your name out there. I love it. I love the fact that there are two places where you can get paid, you know, because everybody likes the money. I love it. Let's keep the competition going. AEW, let them get a little bit higher. Let them ratings get a little bit higher. Let them keep putting on good shows and let the talent fall where they may. So I'm all for it. Now, let's get into the main topic of the evening. AEW put on a good show last night. We opened the show with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus All Ego Ethan Page. This was a relatively long match. I think it went almost 20 minutes. I think it might have went 16 and 17 minutes, something like that. And this match was very, very good. The end came where there was a label lock in the middle of the ring. All Ego crawls to the ropes, got a foot on the ropes, but he went up top, tried to get Danielson with the Ego's edge. Danielson reverses it into overhead elbows and elbowed the hell out of him. All Ego gets under him, power slam for a 2 count. And then we had put him up for the Ego's edge again. He slips out, got off the ropes, hit the Busaiku knee, but he said, nope, it is not over. Hit him with a couple of stomps, rolled him over, put him in the Regal stretch, and he got the pass out, not the tap out. He got the pass out. And Bryan Danielson wins. This match started off with Mr. MJF I know. Mr. MJF talking junk from the top of the arena. Said, look, guys, I finally found the only hot chick in Denver, or something like that. And he got massively booed for it. But that's why we love this guy. And at the end, Danielson wanted him to come down to the ring, and he said,
nope.
Sorry, not happening. We then had a video package with Samoa Joe. Explains his alliance with Wardlow, and now he took notes on how Wardlow ticks so he could take his title. Wardlow then had an interview backstage and said, listen, the time for talking is over. And he said too many words. And then here comes
Surprise, motherfucker.
Mr. Samoa Joe with a lead pipe and hit him in the leg. And Wardlow was injured, and this would set precedent for what would happen later on in the show. Later on, after commercial break, we had Hangman Adam Page. And he says it's been 2 months since he's wrestled, but he doesn't have any timeline right now. And the trainer keeps putting him in concussion protocols. And he might be able to wrestle in 2 weeks, but he wants to go out there and pick a fight with Mox again, but the trainer tells him, listen, I'll clear you in 2 weeks, maybe. But if you keep going out there and keep getting your head knocked off, fighting with Moxley, you ain't never going to get cleared. So he was like, you know what?
Nope.
And he sat his butt down. And now we have a return date for the Hangman. BCC, Blackpool Combat Club. Get your minds out of the gutter. Get your minds out of the gutter. I know what you were thinking. I know what you were thinking. That's not what I meant. Damn it. Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio and Jon Moxley versus Top Flight, Dante and Darius. And finally, these brothers literally can stay healthy, and they had themselves one hell of a match. The end came where Claudio runs into a Spanish fly for a 2 count. Claudio then returns the favor with a neutralizer, only for a 2 count. Excuse me. Then he hits elbows, taking his frustration out on Darius. Dante tries to break it up, but Jon Moxley hits him with the King Kong Lariat. And then after that, there's a paradigm shift on Dante onto the floor, and Darius gets back up. He slaps Claudio across the face. Claudio hits him with the pop up tiger uppercut, and that was all she wrote. I used to have a tiger uppercut soundbite. I don't have it anymore. I know. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
But he basically hit it with a show you kid and called it a day. That was all she wrote. There was a funny spot in this match where Darius is caught in the Cesaro swing. Dante hops in and he is literally jumping over his brother as Claudio swings him around, and then I think he hit him with like an elbow or something, or a drop kick or something like that. Extremely athletic brothers. It's good to see these guys on TV. It's good to see these guys not hurt. Both of them. Like, goddamn. I am wishing these brothers a very, very happy and healthy 2023. And I think if they keep this up, they can get the crowd, because they are so goddamn talented and amazing in the ring. I think they could get the crowd for sure. Then we had the Best Friends with Kip Sabian, and they're all being interviewed backstage. Kip asked for an interview, and he said, listen, I threw you out of the Battle Royal. I should get an All-Atlantic Championship shot. And Trent said, listen, well, technically you threw him out, but I threw you out, so I should get a championship title match. And he said, yeah. Cassidy said, yeah, you should. You know what? Friday. We're going to do it Friday. Friday. It's coming. Don't worry about it. He was like, you sure about this? He said, yes. And there you have it. Trent gets a title shot versus versus Orange Cassidy on Rampage. Look out for that. Then we have Bynum Lynx.
Get the fuck out of here!
Terrible name. Versus Hook. Hook ducks under a lariat, hits him with some body blows, uses his hips to toss him across the ring. Then the Red Rum and see you later. After the match, we had Stokely Hathaway coming down with Lee Moriarty and Big Bill Morrissey. And he cuts a promo on Hook, calling him the Southwest Airlines of pro wrestling. That's a funny line. After that, Jungle Boy comes down, basically tackles Lee Moriarty, and Hook stares Big Bill in the face, and he is like, listen,
Surprise, motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you. What you want to do? So he looking at Bill looking at him. Bill laughs, tries to choke him, and then Hook grabs him and basically by a gut wrench and lifts him up off the floor. Now Big Bill Morrissey is in fantastic shape, phenomenal shape, but he's every bit of 6'9", 6'10", 250, 260 maybe. Phenomenal shape, but he's a big dude. And Hook lifted him up like easy work. But Hook got the better of him, elbows him. Then he picked him up for a huge choke slam, but Jungle Boy jumped in with a 2x4 and took it to Big Bill Morrissey, and he got the hell up out of there. And That was all she wrote. So Jungle Boy with the save, returning the favor. Good stuff. Then we had Chris Jericho cutting a promo on Absolute Ricky Starks. He said to JES, he said turning down to JES would be the biggest mistake of his career. Foolish, small-minded, and the decision of a flash in a pan. Ricky has the arrogance and confidence of a superstar, but he doesn't have the tools. Chris Jericho does, though. And on January 4th, he's going to take Ricky Starks to school.
Perfect.
Good promo by the Ocho. We then had the Mogul affiliates. They interviewed backstage. Shane Strickland talks up his allies, talks trash about Keith Lee, and Wheeler Yuta rolls up on him and said, listen, you want to talk about violence? You want to talk about this and that? Show me on Rampage. So Wheeler Yuta done picked himself a fight with Mr. Swerve. So I like this. Shout out to Swerve, but I'm not going to lie to you. That group does not look like, the pieces of that group don't fit. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I don't know about that group. I don't think that's going to last long. Death Triangle versus the Elite. In a best of 7, this is match number 6, Falls Count Anywhere. And this was exactly like you thought it would be. It was a goddamn train wreck. I am not going to go over everything in this match. Go back and watch it. I watched it twice. I took notes, and I still don't know everything that happened. All I know is they brawled in the back. This match started in the back. They just started fighting out of nowhere. The bell rang. They started fighting out of nowhere. They fought in the back. A lot of crazy stuff. Pac is doing moonsaults. We had people jumping off of shit. It was crazy. Then we had a cool spot when they brawled into the AEW ramp. We had a Northern Lights suplex down the ramp by Matt Jackson. And when he got to the last one, you know how normally he does it to 2 people. Well, instead, Nick Jackson jumped over him and hit Penta in the face. And then he suplexed Phoenix and Pac. And Northern Lights suplexed them the 5th time down to the ring. And then out of nowhere, we had a V-Trigger! Literally out of nowhere by Kenny Omega. That was cool. That was cool to see. It reminds me of BTE episode 200, where they were on, I guess, this football field in their backyard, and he just kept Northern suplexed him all the way down the field. Hilarious. I love the Elite. But the end came where the Brutalizer was put on Matt Jackson. He had nowhere to run, nowhere to go. And his Falls Count Anywhere, so there's no disqualification. There is no escape. But unbeknownst to him, Rey Fenix was caught in the one-winged angel. And he jumps off the balcony through a table. It looks like his tailbone took a beating because he was like he was literally shaking. And you don't shake like that. I mean, they're all great, fantastic wrestlers, but that's hard to fake. When you go, that's like, holy shit, there's a pain going down my tailbone and it hurts.
Surprise, motherfucker.
One-winged angel to Rey Fenix. He is pinned before Matt Jackson can tap. And we got ourselves a Game 7, baby. Ladder match in 2 weeks. We had the Acclaimed with a new music video, attack on Jeff Jarrett. Funny, go check it out.
Perfect.
Then we had Ty J AS versus Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale. This was fantastic for what it was. A couple of spots got messed up, but it was a good match. Match broke down, all 4 women down and out. We had Anna Jay with a scorpion kick. We had a DD Ty connects, but Willow Nightingale breaks up the pin. Nightingale with a suplex to Anna Jay on the floor. Ruby and Tay start trading hands in the middle of the ring. Anna Jay goes to hit Willow with the chair, but the referee, Aubrey, grabs the chair. And unbeknownst to her, Ty Mello, I gotta stop saying Ty Conti. Sorry about that. No disrespect.
Stupid.
Ty Mello jumps in throws the chair. He throws the chair, basically does a Van Daminator, throwing the chair at Ruby, catches it, and kicks her in the face with it. And then pinned her. And Ty J win with the Ty KO after the chair shot. So that was all she wrote. Post-match, the heels flipped the crowd off. The Ass Boys are leaving. They're leaving to do an interview. They're in party mode because they're the best tag team in the world, and they'll address FTR next week. Then we had an absolute Ricky Starks promo. He says he's feeling a lot better than his good pal Action Andretti, who got a fireball last week, and he's going to get some revenge for him. He appreciates that Chris Jericho sees him as a star, but he is no experiment. And on January 4th, he's going to show Mr. Jericho, and it's going to be a masterclass Ricky Starks ass whooping on Jericho's ass. That sounded crazy, but that's what he said.
You stupid.
Next, we had Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. And Samoa Joe's great. Wardlow's great. Basically, to break this match down, Joe worked over the leg of Wardlow after hitting him with the pipe early on the match. The leg factored into the finish because he finally got Joe up in powerbomb position while he was dangled on the ropes. He kind of just went under and picked him up, powerbomb. He got hype. Let's go. Woo! Tried to psych himself up for the powerbomb symphony, but Joe couldn't get Joe up. The leg gave out. Joe then I think hit him. I think he hit him or chopped him. Then he put him in the coquina clutch and he put him to sleep. Good night.
Stop it. Get some help.
Then he beat him. They finally wakes up. Joe is the TV champ, TNT champ. Wardlow wakes up and he's like, God damn it, what happened? So after he stands up, Joe looks like he's going to go shake his hand, but he whacks him with the title instead.
Surprise, motherfucker. You stupid.
Samoa Joe, you should have knew better. And after that, Samoa Joe goes under the ring, takes out a bag of tricks, pulls out scissors, and he cuts off Wardlow's ponytail. Yikes.
How dare you?
That's so disrespectful. Gotcha, bitch. But who comes to Wardlow's defense? It is Darby Allin. Comes out of nowhere with the skateboard and hits Joe in the back. Joe is looking like a crazy Samoan. Darby Allin is looking like a crazy skateboarder. And we have ourselves a feud between Joe and Darby. And who knows, they might end up fighting for the TNT Championship in Darby's hometown next week. And that is your AEW Dynamite, everybody. Good show. Last show of the year. Sucks it didn't crack 1 million, but it is what it is. I got one more show for you guys tomorrow before 2023 from New York City. So stay tuned for that. As for me, I am out. Check out the socials. Love y'all. Check out the shorts. Check out the sound bites. Check out What the Wrestling. See you guys tomorrow. I am out. Peace.
Dom the Mongo.